You send a message. She sees it. No reply. 2 hours pass, for hours, a whole day. And there you are, staring at the clock, building theories, wondering what you did wrong. That pain you're feeling right now has a name, and Chinese behavioral science, along with Western studies on attachment and scarcity, explains exactly why this happens and, more importantly, what to do to flip the script. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to show you can completely change the way you relate to any woman who ignores you. First of all, you need to understand something. When a woman ignores you, most of the time it's not because she hates you. It's because, on some level, she sensed that you're more emotionally invested than she is. And human beings, men and women alike, are biologically wired to lose interest in whatever is always available. This isn't malice on her part. It's an emotional survival mechanism. The easier and more predictable you become, the less value her brain assigns to your presence. Chinese philosophers and strategists, especially those who studied Sun Tzu and the art of war, always said the same thing in different ways. Whoever shows desperation loses the battle before it even starts. And in the game of attraction, that's almost a mathematical law. When you send the third, fourth, fifth message without a reply, you're literally screaming at her nervous system. I have no other options, I need you. And that kills desire, because desire feeds on uncertainty, on mystery, on space. So what's the Chinese concept that solves this? It's called Wu Wei. You could translate it as action through non-action. The core idea is simple. Sometimes the most powerful force you can use is to stop forcing. Stop pushing the river. Let the water follow its own course. This doesn't mean being passive or weak. It means having enough emotional control not to react on impulse, not to send the sixth message, not to stay online waiting for the 2 blue check marks. Think about it. Every time you reply fast, stay available all the time, and chase after a response, you're handing over all your emotional power to her without realizing it. It's like a game of Chinese chess, xiangqi. Whoever moves a piece on impulse, without strategy, loses the match to the opponent who knows how to wait for the right moment. And here there's no opponent. There's just you and your own anxiety, which is the real enemy that needs to be tamed first. The first practical step is simple but hard to execute. Stop replying at the same speed she takes to reply to you. If she took 3 hours, you don't need to take 3 hours too. That would be empty manipulation. What you need to do is stop checking your phone every minute waiting for the notification. Live your life. Work, train, see your friends, take care of your projects. Because when you have a life full of purpose, the anxiety of waiting naturally decreases, and that shows in how you communicate. The second concept comes from the Chinese philosophy of balance, yin and yang. In a healthy relationship, there's always an exchange of energy between giving and receiving. When you only give, sending messages, showing interest, asking questions, and she only receives without matching that effort, the balance breaks. And an unbalanced relationship doesn't sustain attraction for long. You need to, with emotional intelligence, hand back to her the responsibility of also investing in the conversation. This isn't a dirty psychological game. It's simply recognizing that real connection requires 2 people moving in the same direction. There's something I need to tell you honestly. A lot of people confuse this concept of Wu Wei with games like ignore her back or disappear for a week so she misses you. That's not strategy, that's childish manipulation, and smart women spot that kind of game instantly and lose respect for you because of it. True Wu Wei isn't faking disinterest. It's genuinely reorganizing your priorities in a way that you truly stop waiting on her reply as if your life depended on it. And that brings me to the third point, which might be the most important of all. The way you handle her silence reveals how much you trust yourself. If every unanswered message throws you into a spiral of anxiety, that's a sign that your self-esteem is in her hands. And that's dangerous for any relationship, present or future. The ancient Chinese masters of Taoism taught that true strength comes from within, from a stable center that doesn't move with external waves. Applied to your situation. Her opinion of you, shown through a message answered or not, can't be the thermometer of your self-worth. So what should you actually do, simply and directly? First, after sending a message, put your phone away and go on with your routine without checking it constantly. Second, if she takes a while to reply, when you do reply, do it calmly, without pressure, without showing that you were waiting. Third, never send more than 2 messages in a row without a reply. That completely breaks the dynamic of desire and puts you in the position of the one chasing. Fourth, invest energy into building a life that has value with or without her, because that's what naturally sparks interest, not how many messages you send. And the fifth point, which sums it all up, practice detachment from the outcome. You sent the message, you did your part. Now the outcome is no longer in your hands, it's in hers. This healthy detachment, which the Chinese have cultivated through meditation and Taoist philosophy for thousands of years, is exactly what separates anxious men, who push women away without realizing it, from secure men who naturally attract because they don't depend emotionally on any specific reply. At the end of the day, the woman ignoring you on WhatsApp is, without knowing it, teaching you a valuable lesson about self-control and self-respect. Use her silence as a mirror, not a wound. Ask yourself, why is this delay affecting me so much? The answer usually isn't in her. It's in something inside you that still needs healing and more confidence. Work on your security, build your routine, cultivate your own interests, and you'll notice a real change. Women will start replying faster. Not because you changed to some manipulative strategy, but because you changed your energy. And calm, secure, independent energy is the most attractive thing there is in any culture, in any era, East or West. If this content made sense to you, drop a comment about whether you've been through this, and share it with that friend who also needs to hear this today.